Hello and welcome to day 25 of the Emergent series. And today, let's look at how do we move from dev build to production build, which is basically how do we launch our apps that we've built using Emergent. So let's get started. So the first thing that we need is Google developer account and Apple developer account. Why do we need this? Google requires an official developer account to publish and manage Android apps on Play Store. This account acts as your verified identity for uploads, updates, and compliance. Same thing with Apple. Apple mandates a paid developer account to distribute apps, manage certificates, and access test flight and App Store Connect. Without it, iOS apps cannot be published. So let's quickly check where do we go to create these accounts, right? So you can go to developer.apple.com/programs/enroll. So you'll have to create a developer account. Keep in mind that you will have to bear 99 USD per membership year, which means you have to pay Apple 99 USD per year, right? As long as you're active on this particular platform, okay, you will have to pay 99 USD per year. Similarly, you have to go to play.google.com/console/u/o/sign up. Okay, basically you are creating your account on Google Play Store, and you will have to use like a company or business, a non-profit, a government organization, and or an educational institution, and so on and so forth. Okay, and click on Get Started. And unlike Apple, here you just have to pay one time USD 25 as a registration fee. Okay, these are the first two steps. The third step is to create Google Service account. Now, this is required because this particular step will allow automations like EAS to securely talk to Google Play on our behalf. Now, we are using EAS as a platform for our deployment, and EAS will talk to Google Play on our behalf. And that's why we need to create this Google Service account. Okay. It's what enables CI/CD instead of manual uploads. Okay. In short, EAS as a platform will upload the builds that we have done on EAS platform to Google Play on our behalf. Right. The fourth step is cloud build profiles. Different environments need different builds. Build profiles make sure dev, preview, and production behave correctly without changing code every time. The next steps are cloud build profiles and multi-app variants. Cloud build profiles. Why is this important? Different environment needs different builds. Build profiles make sure dev, preview, and production behave correctly without changing code every time. Now, multiple app variants. You can't test production safely using the same app ID. Variants let you test and release from one code base without breaking live users. Okay, and that's where these two things come into picture. We'll give you video references for each of these steps from EAS itself. Okay, I'm just walking you through what are the steps that we have to follow to come from dev environment or dev build to production build. The next step is to build our internal distribution builds. Not everyone should test from the App Store. Internal builds let teams and stakeholders test real installs before public release. Now, after we have done with this step, we move on to the automated versioning control. App stores reject duplicate version numbers. Automation ensures every upload is unique and store compliant. So on the App Store, when we are releasing the new version, the build number has to be changed, and doing that manually is time consuming. And that's why this particular step allows us to automate this process via EAS. The next two steps basically are Android production build, which is called AAB, and for iOS, it is IB8. Android apps must be cryptographically signed to prove authenticity. AABs are required by Google Play for optimized delivery and updates. Likewise, Apple strictly controls who can ship apps. Signing ensures the app is trusted, secure, and tied to your developer account. The next step is the OTA updates, EAS update, right? Small fixes shouldn't require a full App Store review every time. OTA updates let you push safe changes instantly without store rules. OTA stands for on the air, right? So you are basically updating on the air without having to go through the review process of the source. Final step is GitHub, EAS integration. Manual builds don't scale. This setup ensures every merge or tag automatically triggers the right build and release flow. So these are all the steps that we have to follow to take our dev build to production where the apps are released in the App Store. I promised you that we will give you a playlist which will help you to go through all of this step by step, right? And that is from EAS themselves. You can see here this particular playlist. We will add that in the description. You can see each of the steps explained here in detail by EAS themselves, right? So you can follow for Android, you can follow it for Apple, right? You can configure multi-app variants. You can create and share internal distribution builds, okay? You can automate app version code, okay? And then you can also create production builds for Android, production build for iOS, use over-the-air updates to share previews with your team, okay? How to trigger builds from a GitHub repository. All of this video are short and they are in detail. We thought when EAS themselves have these videos available for you, why do we have to create it again? Okay, so we will share this with you in the description below. Please follow along and get your app to the app stores. And that wraps up our mobile series on Emergent. I hope you enjoyed this series and your dream app will soon be released on app stores. Please share us what did you build on Emergent and how was your experience. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.